So, hey everybody, hey friends, it's been a minute, right? So here we are with a good friend of mine, Miss Sue Graves. Sue is a crypto genius. I call her, the first lady of crypto. The first lady of crypto.
I'll take it.
That I've been talking to, right? Since I've been on this crypto journey for over a year and a half. And let's start out with, how'd you get interested in crypto, Sue?
Wow.
Yeah.
So I've always been a curious person, Ken.
Okay.
And I know they say curiosity killed the cat, but it didn't. I think curiosity leads to creativity.
Ooh, that's good.
And so if you stay curious, you're always going to be learning.
That's right.
So crypto's been talked about for a long time. I had an opportunity to join Clubhouse.
I've heard of it.
Yep. It's a social media
Okay.
platform. And when I joined, you had to be invited to be a member. It was just starting out. It was in January of 2021. And I joined and started listening to different rooms. They have different rooms inside Clubhouse.
Okay.
And one of the rooms that was most intriguing to me was a crypto room. And I thought, well, I don't know anything about this. So this would be fun. Like, it wasn't on a bucket list. It was just very engaging conversations taking place with some very smart people that had been in the space for a little bit. Bitcoin hasn't been around that long, but in the space long enough, talking about wallets, talking about Bitcoin, talking about Ethereum, talking about Dogecoin, and all the stuff the hype that was going on. And I started taking notes, and I started asking questions. Then they put me on stage, and then I became a moderator. And then I started responding and answering questions, basic questions, like I asked just 3 to 6 months prior. So I'm also a firm believer in, yes, curiosity and then learning, because education in the space is really important. But not only that, when you teach, you're learning even more. So that's how I get into the space. And so I got myself a cold wallet first, because one of the things that I learned right off the bat was keep your crypto safe. Not your keys, not your coin.
Okay.
So I bought a cold wallet, and then I went into crypto, and I used Cash App to buy my first Bitcoin, and then I held it on my one of my warm wallets, if you will.
Okay.
And then transferred that to my cold wallet, where it's secure and safe and can't be messed with. Nobody can take it.
Now, can you go from your cold wallet back into the cryptoverse at any time, right?
Yeah, back into the warm wallet. So let's just say you have a Coinbase wallet.
Okay.
Okay, so you would initiate the purchase through Cash App or any number of
Right.
places. And actually, in Coinbase, you can actually directly connect it to your bank account, which I don't do. So
Okay. Why?
it's too much risk.
Okay.
So you want to separate things. So in finance, you oftentimes learn separation of duties. Well, there's a reason why you have separation of duties, because you don't want one person doing everything, because there's more opportunity for fraud to take place. So I use the context of separation and duties in business to apply that to my crypto journey. So I use Cash App to purchase, and I connect that with my bank account. Then I use my Cash App and drop it into my Coinbase wallet, if I have one, which actually I do. But I don't use Coinbase, I use Exodus.
Okay.
I like Exodus, the fees are cheaper. So then I drop it into my Exodus wallet. Okay, now that's a separation of duty there, theoretically speaking. And then I move that from my Exodus wallet into my cold wallet. And then I disconnect my cold wallet from my computer, and nobody can touch it.
Right.
Nobody can steal it. Nobody can take it. Nobody can fraudulently get into a soft
Right.
wallet and take your money.
I've made that mistake, and I still haven't transferred to my cold wallet.
Do you have a cold wallet?
I have a cold wallet.
What kind of wallet do
I
you
have
have?
the Treasure.
Good.
So, but I haven't cracked it out of the box, Sue. I haven't done anything.
Well, I will
really
help you,
bad.
Ken, because
Really? 'Cause
if you
I got
leave your
burned.
money on the exchange,
I got burned.
it will get stolen.
Yeah, I got burned. But I made the cardinal sin, I'll be honest with you, and I spoke about this on a YouTube. Just being transparent, right? Like, here's what you don't do. and you know, the fear of missing out, FOMO, right?
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity. I had qualified for an auction.
For speaking or for?
Yeah, I qualified for an auction. I don't want to mention the crypto. I'm still in it. I love it because I believe in the project, because I learned from my mentor, Jamal Titus, shout out, my friend and mentor. I learned that, you know, you study crypto
Yep.
like a company, right? Because a crypto is a coin, is a token, is a company. All companies have mission statements and projects, right?
So crypto isn't a coin, it's a digital asset.
It's a digital asset. Oh, okay.
Just
All
FYI.
right. All right.
There's no coins. If
Right,
I had
there's
a
no
quarter
tangible
here, there's
coin.
no tangible coin.
Right, it's digital.
So I know it's called Bitcoin.
Right, right. but
And
you
I
can't
know
hold it.
people say Dogecoin.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the reference is it's a digital
It's a
asset.
digital
And
asset.
so is an NFT. So
Okay.
an NFT is a digital asset.
Okay, hold that. So I'm studying the project. I believe in it. I started investing in it, and I had met all the criteria for this. It was an auction for their next project for land on Mars, and I had all the prerequisites. Right, I had, like, I think the minimum was 10,000 digital coins, digital
Yeah.
tokens, and I had 50,000 tokens. And so when it was announced, like, my address didn't show up on the list, right? So I'm panicking, and I'm like, where's my address is not here. So I'm not listed. And I'm like, so I give it a day. I'm still not listed, right? Oh man, it's like third day. I'm really, like, you know, really freaking out, really have this fear I'm gonna miss out, right? And I'm like, I don't see my address. I'm not listed. I know I qualify. If the minimum was 10,000, I have 50,000. I'm more than in.
You're
right?
in, yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
And I made the cardinal sin. I'm on Telegram, and I'm posting my issue on Telegram. But what I didn't verify was that the person I started responding to was one of the admins for the project. The person that replied wasn't an admin. And I followed his instruction, and I made the cardinal sin of giving up my key. And I just watched my crypto go,
Oh, no.
because he sent me these instructions, or I'm assuming it's a he. It could have been a woman. Don't know. But they said, do this, and this will get you in.
And send us your
Send us your
12-word
key.
seed phrase.
Send us your key.
Yeah,
and
so
you get in.
never,
Never,
ever,
That-
ever.
That's
send-
why you never, ever give
give
under,
your
because they
seed
won't
phrase.
ask. Because a legitimate company won't ask for
They
your
won't
seed
ask
phrase.
for it.
They won't
Right.
ask for it.
They won't ask for it.
Cardinal sin.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay. You know what?
Loss. I figured the
you're in the
universe
space-
needed it more than me.
Yeah. Well, that's a good way to think about it, and that's very generous of you.
It hurt.
However, you know what? This is the wild, wild west right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I have made my fair share of mistakes, and I've gotten burned as well. So anybody that is in the space right now, if you haven't been burned, you're probably not doing something right, to be honest with you. I hate to say
That's a
it.
great
Or you're
perspective.
doing everything so right that, hey,
Okay.
that's good.
I feel
but
better. And look, it doesn't
everybody
change
gets
anything.
burned in
Right,
this space.
right.
But do
part
you
of
get
education.
burned in real life right now on stuff? You know? I mean, how many people get ripped off at the ATM or other things? So I'm not trying to justify it, but there are safety factors, and that's the cold wallet is your safety factor.
Okay. Transfer
And I will
everything.
connect you with my friend at Crypto Vagabonds
Would appreciate
booth,
that.
and he will
Something to
help
do.
you get your cold wallet set up.
It's an amazing space, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the future, I believe. I think,
I agree.
especially taking it back when you understand money and what money is and what it isn't. And
Yep.
it's so brilliant, this cryptocurrency that, you know, Shiitake Nakamoto, whoever he, she, they are, created Bitcoin. It's just brilliant.
And then what's even more brilliant? He,
Brilliant.
she, or they remained anonymous.
Yes, they remained anonymous.
They
Yeah.
foresaw the future of potential nefarious activity or
Right.
the opportunity for people to find out who they were and go after them, that they remained anonymous. So I think that's even more brilliant.
It is. Okay, so, and that was how many years ago? You were in there. You were in the clubhouse.
It's been about a year and 8
Wow.
months. So I've been studying heavily for almost 2 years.
Okay.
And it's a new space, but
Yeah.
and that might not seem like a very long time, but
Absolutely.
literally, I probably was on Clubhouse 60 hours a week, maybe more.
Because it's 24/7, 365.
Yeah,
Okay.
and especially when I became a moderator, because then you're fielding questions, and then you're learning from other moderators. And so if
Are you getting
people were to
paid as a
get-
moderator, if I
no.
could ask?
no,
Okay.
it's all free. Yeah,
Okay.
you don't get paid, but the enjoyable thing was a lot of the people that came in the room, it made me feel very grateful that I had been through what I did, but is I encourage people to get engaged and to ask questions, because those that sit in the audience and just listen and take notes probably are not learning as much as the ones that are raising their hand and actually asking the question, and the ones that then start making contributions, and the contributions can be small.
Monetary contributions? What are
No,
the
just
contributions?
vocal contributions to the space, like what you've learned or what you might have read. And so then I was so engaged that I started doing a lot of reading, crypto news. There's a lot of
Oh,
crypto
infinite.
that you can subscribe to that drives engagement in the space and makes you even that much more curious. So I ended up going down these rabbit holes, so to speak, and that was what got me further engaged in NFTs. So I actually started in the space in the NFT rooms, and then in order to purchase an NFT, you needed to have crypto, and I didn't know what crypto was. So then I ended up in the crypto room, and then I bounced back and forth between NFTs and crypto, and then I got really, really into NFTs because I ended up immersing myself into that space, and I ended up helping a friend launch an NFT collection on the Polygon network.
Wow.
And so in order to do that, I had to learn even more about how to launch, and so then now I wrote a book. I just have to finish the illustration on how to launch an NFT collection.
You hear that? Pre-launch.
Pre-launch.
Book.
Yeah,
That's awesome, Sue. Congratulations.
thanks.
Man.
I have a good
so
friend of
you
mine.
started with NFTs. and
I
that
actually
led you-
started with NFTs, and then because I was curious about the artist and the artwork, and artists in its current state not being able to monetize their work in a variety of ways. So if you think about it, an artist, when they sell their art, yes, they might go online to, I don't know, a marketplace online right now where they could sell their art. But otherwise, most of them rent a studio and they put their artwork up, and then people come and visit. Well, the world of NFTs opened this up to a massive marketplace online called OpenSea. Now, there are several marketplaces, but OpenSea is the largest one, so it's the only one I'll talk about. So this allowed artists to be able to launch a collection, if you will, in a new space where an audience was there already, and so could enable an artist to be able to launch this collection on a marketplace that was digital. So think about a digital marketplace where people didn't physically have to go to a studio. You didn't have to spend the marketing dollars to invite people to a studio.
Right.
You didn't
Entertain
have
them
to
when
try
they were
to,
there.
yeah. So that was very encouraging to me because I support artists.
Okay.
They're a creative group that I can't do what they do, so I
I was going to ask,
admire
so you're
that.
an artist?
Well, you could say I'm an artist. I play guitar and violin and bass and a few other instruments, so that's all part of art. But
Right.
the fact of drawing, I mean, I can do a stick person, but it's pretty weak. So I think what I value most is the things that people do that I can't do. So I love to support that type of.
Same here. I hope
like to give that
I'm going to
support.
make sure my favorite first cousin is listening and watching this, because he's an artist. And I was just telling my wife earlier, like, once he got engaged in his passion of art, it helped take me to another level with art myself.
That's
because
interesting. I didn't
he's
know
my
that.
cousin, and like, he's first male graduate of Village Uli College in the art program. Went to the Maryland Institute of Art, which is one of the top 3 art schools in the country.
Oh my goodness. Congratulations.
But then he ended up in corporate America, so 40 years later, here he is, with all his amazing stories and passion and a great eye and a great talent. But, it's art. It's like his specialty is collage. So
Interesting.
his apartment is filled with such, I love his apartment because there's just so much art there. It's just, I don't know, art just does something to you, it stimulates our souls.
It does.
It speaks to us.
Yeah.
So, and I was telling him, he's starting to dabble and study NFTs. I'm like, cuz, you really got to get into this NFT thing, man. All your work that you've created, you can digitize now, and get it out there.
Yeah.
And sell it, because
Yeah.
that starving artist, where did that come from? Some didn't make any money until they were dead,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that was a rabbit hole.
So
You're an artist.
I don't know. In many ways, it kind of like democratizes the ability to earn money. So there's a 12-year-old that actually was an artist and started to draw whales, and then minted a collection of 10,000 whales that had unique attributes to each whale. This 12-year-old made $1 million selling whales that he had created online and became digital assets / NFTs that people bought to support him. So if you can imagine a 12-year-old making $1 million, that would never, first of all, that would never happen in corporate America, because you can't.
Never.
Can't start working that
That's
young.
right. That's right. That's right. Too many laws.
But I think this sort of democratizes work, if you think about it, and earning capabilities. If you have a phone and you have an ounce of creativity to connect to OpenSea and to launch these collections, I'm not saying everybody's going to make $1 million. That's not what I'm saying. A lot of people think they are. What I'm saying is, if you have an audience and you can create something, the opportunity always exists to earn more.
And now with NFTs and digital assets, sky's the limit.
The sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
So I think it's an exciting time for us, all of us, young people, older people. The way kids are learning now is completely different than the way you and I grew up with a chalkboard.
Correct.
Okay?
Yeah,
And chalk,
right.
and the scraping names on the
those are great.
chalkboard.
Oh, gosh.
Kids are learning in unique ways right
Correct.
now. They're using VR
Yep.
to learn, and they're implementing some of those VR, Oculus and VR, into school systems where kids can actually learn a trade before they get out of school and go to work in the construction business, or go to work in the hotel business, or go to work in any industry, because they're learning in a fun way. So I think from a hotel perspective, which you and I both reside in that space, you can imagine how exciting guest experiences can look with NFTs and blockchain technology.
Yeah, sky's the limit. It literally is the limit. So what would you say to someone who is not interested in the space? Like, why should they consider looking into blockchain technologies, crypto, NFTs? What would you say? What did it for
I
you?
think there's going to be a section of just like an audience. I mean, some people love the theater, some people don't like the theater, some people like, arcade games, and some people don't. I think there's going to be a large portion of, when I say an audience, I mean the American population in general, that will just stick to investments like stocks and bonds, et cetera, okay? Yeah. And they're going to be fine with that. I think there's going to be a curiosity from a younger generation to sort of modernize their investment strategy. And when I say modernize their investment strategy, that means they might still hold some stocks, they might still have bonds, but then they're going to invest a tiny little bit into crypto just to try it out. And so I think the unique part about blockchain technology and crypto and NFTs is this just allows another layer of diversity for investments. It just adds to the strategy. And I think it's an exciting time to be looking at it. So, and I think, the more adoption there is, so you can use crypto to buy a Starbucks right now. Home Depot allows Bitcoin right now. Jimmy John's allows crypto payments.
AMC
So
Theaters.
AMC Theaters does. Visa and MasterCard are currently in a race right now to adopt a crypto play to earn sort of card that would allow people to earn cash like you would buying an airline, like a Spirit Airlines Visa card, right? So now this would be a crypto earning. As a matter of fact, I think KJ's got one of those visas.
Yeah.
So, and so
I have
when
a
you
Bitcoin.
spend,
BlockFi.
when you make purchases, you can get rewarded in Bitcoin.
Correct.
So that's already out there, and I think people are going to, it's a market that's fluctuating a great deal right now because it's still so new. It's nascent technology.
Nascent. Nice word. Nice word. Well, let's pivot off of that nascent technology and talk about, I understand you do some mining.
I do.
Okay.
So
Tell us about that. How'd that happen?
So I got into Bitcoin mining about 9 months ago.
Okay.
I paid for my miners to be hosted, so I didn't have them in my house. The energy costs would be too high, and it would be not prudent nor financially successful to do so, unless you can figure a way to, vent outside your house or something. But one miner actually can heat a 900 square foot apartment to 84 degrees. Just one miner. So and then
One
it's
computer.
one computer.
Or piece of equipment.
So it's very unique equipment and it's very expensive because it utilizes the opportunity to be able to, not the opportunity, but these computers, these miners have to solve extremely difficult mathematical equations in order to secure the blockchain.
Right.
Okay?
In milliseconds, right? Or in seconds.
And so each miner is going after trying to find and discover and solve the mathematical equation. And whichever miner wins gets rewarded in Bitcoin for securing the blockchain with the transaction that was taking place. So all those rewards, the miner gets the reward. So it can be very, very fruitful. I also mine helium. And helium miners take about 6 to 8 months to get because they're in such high demand. But once you get them and you hook them up, it takes less than 10 minutes and you can it's passive income. You just hook it up and mine away. And mine away. So yeah, those are the only two that I mine. A lot of people there's hundreds of coins that you can mine because any of these coins that are used for transaction purposes have to do the same thing. They're solving mathematical equation to secure the blockchain, okay? And so the reward is always going to be in the digital asset that you're mining. So if I'm mining Bitcoin, I get paid in Bitcoin.
Right.
If I'm mining Bitcoin, I don't get paid in Crow, I don't get paid in Doge. If I'm mining Doge, I get paid in Doge. So the reason a lot of people mine Bitcoin and some Ethereum is because those are the top two.
Helium's in the top 20, right?
Helium's in the top 20.
In the top 20.
Yeah. Helium's really cool. So part of why I got into helium is because they call it the People's Network. So imagine the Lime scooters that are downtown and your garage door opener, and all those have a chip in them that connect to the internet to identify the specific location. Well, instead of paying a large enterprise organization to put towers on top of buildings to manage that, what helium has done is they've sold miners to people that act as the tower. And so it becomes the people's network. So my miner is now being used to identify the location of a Lime scooter in downtown Columbus because of its proximity. And then I get paid for that. So what's really cool is now, that's why they call it the People's Network. So now you've got people around the world with helium miners that are supporting small, these are very small chips, like a dog tag, that your dog might have a chip in the tag that it's wearing. This is only for very small chips that it will track. So that's what I love about it, is it takes people and says, look, we don't need an organization. We're going to form an organization with the American public or the world public. And every miner that they have, each miner will connect to each other within 300 meters, and they will talk to each other. And between those two, they will be able to track that chip in your dog, in your garage door opener, in your key for your car, et cetera, et cetera. So you're supporting a system that supports the people that have created the system, not an empire that doesn't give back to the public. So that's what I love about helium. It's one of the reasons I mine helium.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Now, go back to the book. When it comes out, how will we be able to find it?
Well, the plan is to put the book on Amazon.
Okay.
I'm not trying to make $1 million on it. I'm trying to teach people. So it'll be priced
Well, you should
very
make a million
affordably.
if you're going to teach people.
And a good friend of mine, I do have to do a shout out to Sandra Easton, who is a fellow moderator that has written 4 books now. One is an adult book on crypto, Sandra Easton, Easton.
Okay.
And she has an awesome book on Amazon, and it is an adult introduction book to crypto.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll add that to my list. on
Add it
Amazon.
to your list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
I will
Shout
share
out.
the book with you. I already bought it.
Okay.
So I'm happy to share it
I'm
with
going
you.
to buy it. No, I'm going to buy it. Support her because I
Yeah.
think anyone that teaches should make $1 million.
But she's done an amazing job, and she's actually one of the ones that encouraged me. She said, Sue, I don't know anything about NFTs, but you should be writing in the NFT book based upon all the knowledge that you have around NFTs and helping your friend launch his collection. You should be helping people learn that. So she encouraged me. I've written the book. All I have to do is add illustration to it now and then put it out there.
Wow. How'd you meet Sue? Right?
Sandra?
Sandra.
I met Sandra on Clubhouse. We were moderators together in one of the crypto rooms. And we just got to be friends.
Wow.
And she lives in Canada. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, I think for the sake of time, we might
Yep.
have to end this, but we'll do a part 2.
It's been a
Okay?
pleasure.
Thanks
Always.
so much. All right. Keep
Thanks.
up the great work.
Thanks so much.
Talk to you later.
Keep learning. Stay curious.
Keep learning. Stay curious. And somewhere in here, because I'm technologically savvy, we'll get this edited out. I have a remote. And
I'm gonna hit the button.
hit the button.